It's about, oh geez, we got about another hour and a half before mic check. Yeah, now I'm starting to think about it a little bit. Going, I got to speak to a large group. Really, that starts setting in real quick about now. Am I nervous? Not really. I met this kid named Carlito, third grade, and he was one of these kids that if God had come down and said, "Here's the coolest third grader you'll ever meet," that was Carlito. I met him in third grade, and it was funny, we hit it right off the bat. The teacher had asked me, who would show Carlito, around the school. I was in third grade, I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And Carlito always appreciated the fact that I raised my hand, So I showed him the lunchroom, and everything, and after lunch we went outside, and I thought he was going to need some partners to hang out with, right? He got outside, man, the kids just ran after him, man, the older kids, because his father, I found out later, ran the Little League team, right? So his father ran the Little League team. And so he was popular already, man. Third grade kid was like, and so as the years went on, it's like his coolness just grew. You know what I mean? I mean, you had to see him. It was like by 8th grade, all the girls wanted to be with him, all the guys wanted to be him, And we went to high school together, and it was really cool, man, because we decided to share lockers in the first year, right? And it's like his coolness carried over. You know what I mean? The guy would put on clothes and they just fit right. His hair was feathered perfectly. You know what I mean? The whole bit. And, during that time, I always say that, I met my first true love, right? In high school, her name was Angelina Santiago. And, and everybody else goes, oh, that's so sweet. And I go, man, Carlito got her, and so, which is true. And so and then Carlito started getting into things, by his second year, man, he was selling weed out of our locker. And, if you know my mother, and you know the chancleta, it was time to separate. And so by third year, he had gotten his girlfriend pregnant, a different girlfriend pregnant, and he never made it to the fourth year, just dropped out somewhere between third and fourth year. And I didn't see much of him afterwards. But I remember after graduation, I remember one summer day, it was close to the time I had just gotten up a job in my first job, the Honeywell job in Minnesota. And I saw him. I went down by Lake Michigan with a couple of friends, and I ran into him. And he seemed to be doing okay. You can never judge. And that was the last time I saw him. And so I moved up to Minnesota, and a few years later, I remember out of nowhere. I remember it was like a February morning or something, cold as hell in Minnesota. And my brother calls me up. He says, Carlito's dead. And I remember walking outside. I mean, I still remember the day. I walked outside. It was cold. It was snowing out. It had snowed outside. It was cold. I had a T-shirt on, and I just, couldn't feel anything. And I remember that, I wasn't sad. It was like I was mad, and I didn't understand why I was mad till, sometime afterwards. And this is the reason I was mad. From third grade on, I'd always idolized Carlito. I always wanted to be Carlito. It's like I put him on this pedestal. I always compared myself to Carlito, and I always found myself wanting. You know what I mean? I was never good enough. And that was the day that I accepted the fact that I will never idolize another person again. Because when we do that, what do we do to ourselves? We undermine ourselves, don't we? I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, I'm too short, I'm too tall. And in the end, it doesn't matter who we are, as far as our weight, height, the whole bit. And so I've learned that from that day on, I will never compare myself to somebody else. And I suggest to you guys, and I always tell this to the audience, stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop trying to be somebody else that you're not. You are who you are. You're perfectly imperfect. Just accept that as being a fact. And I think people relate to that because I think everybody in the audience has a Carlito in their life that go, yeah, I know somebody just like that. name again, man?
Juan de Massachusetts.
Placer. Hermano, ¿cómo estás? ¿La primera vez?
No, tercera vez que y nosotros te vimos en Northeastern.
3 years straight, man.
3 years, this guy's the man.
There you go. See, I like him already, man. Thank you, man. Wait a second.
How you doing?
Good. I'm
seeing you again,
Same here, man. Thanks for having me.
Charles? Victor.
Charles, pleasure to meet you, man.
My pleasure. He's the motivational speaker for the senior cannot miss this presentation.
You don't have to be here.
Well, I'll be darned. I just don't have to.
You don't have to be here, okay?
Is it okay if I sit in the middle?
You do whatever you want.
Okay.
Pleasure.
Sheila, this is what I do. What I do is I come out now, and I don't want you to be surprised. That's why I come out. You introduce me. Give me a very okay introduction, not great, okay? Mediocre. And then what I do is I reject the ovation. And then I say, and then I said, no, I'm going to go back off stage. Shayla's going to do it one more time. And this time when I come out, I've come all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. I need a bigger round of applause.
Okay.
So you reintroduce me again. But we have fun with them.
Okay.
Nervousness now down to 4%. Come on, man. If you're a speaker, if you're a real speaker, you feed off of this stuff, man. It doesn't intimidate you, man. It's like a drug right to the vein. Adrenaline. I think the worst part is waiting about an hour and a half before we get started, so we'll see what happens. It's going to be wow. It's now T-minus about 10 minutes. The crowd is hostile. Scan over and look at them. Nobody's paying attention. Check this out. Now, when a crowd like this is not paying attention, this is not good for a motivational speaker. They're hungry. It's already 9:05. These are college students who are saying, look, we've eaten. I'm away from home. It's time to go party. You know I'm not the most popular guy. Why? Because I'm standing between them and a night on the town.